My boss told me to follow the rules. So I did, and he lost a $40,000 client. I work as a project lead at a marketing firm. I've been with the company for a little over 5 years now. I know the clients, I know the system, and I know how to make things move fast when deadlines are tight. Things were great, until we got a new manager. His name was Darren. Now, Darren was one of those corporate guys who loved control. The kind who says things like synergy and alignment in every sentence. He came from another branch and thought he was going to fix everything, even though our team was one of the best performing in the company. In his first week, he called me into a meeting and started talking about establishing proper approval pipelines. I told him politely that part of our success came from being able to act quickly when clients needed last-minute campaigns. He frowned and said, "That's exactly the problem. Too much freedom leads to chaos. From now on, nothing goes out without my approval. No exceptions." Those exact words, no exceptions. The rest of the team wasn't thrilled, but what could we do? He was the boss. For a few weeks, things were painfully slow. Every small request had to sit in his inbox for hours, sometimes days. Clients started asking why it was taking so long to get anything done. I tried to tell Darren, but he brushed me off. "They'll adjust," he said. Then came the big one. One of our biggest clients, Elio Tech, reached out. They were preparing to launch a new product line, and their CEO personally wanted our firm to handle the campaign. They needed it live by Saturday morning. It was worth roughly $40,000, a huge deal for us. I immediately drafted the plan, got the assets from design, and had everything ready to go within hours. All I needed was Darren's approval to schedule the campaign. So, I sent him an email with all the details, marked it as urgent, and followed up with a message. No response. I walked down to his office, empty. His assistant told me he left early for the weekend. It was only Thursday afternoon. I texted him. Nothing. I called. Straight to voicemail. By Friday afternoon, the client called me directly asking where their campaign was. I told them, "I'm waiting on my manager's approval." They were clearly frustrated and said they couldn't afford a delay. I gave them Darren's number and email. They actually tried to call him, and he didn't answer. Turns out, he was on a golf trip with some of the regional directors. Saturday came and went. No campaign went live. Monday morning, my inbox was a mess. The client had canceled the launch and moved their campaign to another firm. We lost $40,000 in one weekend. At 9:15 Monday morning, Darren strolled in wearing his usual grin, holding his coffee, completely oblivious. He walked straight to my desk and said, "Why the hell wasn't Elio Tech's campaign live on Saturday?" I said, "Because you didn't approve it." He blinked, like he couldn't process what I'd said. "You should have made an exception." I looked him right in the eye and said, "You told us there were no exceptions." His face turned red. "That's not what I meant and you know it." "No," I said, "that's exactly what you said. I've got it written down." He stormed off without another word. A few hours later, I got called into HR. Darren was there, already sitting down with that fake calm tone people use when they're about to throw you under the bus. He told HR that I failed to follow up properly, that I'd let the company down, and that I should have shown initiative. So I opened my laptop, pulled up the email thread, and showed them everything. The timestamps, the urgent labels, the unanswered messages, and, best of all, Darren's own email to the whole department saying, "From this point forward, nothing moves without my explicit approval. No exceptions." The HR rep just stared at him and said, "So, this policy was yours?" He mumbled something about miscommunication, but the damage was done. A week later, corporate launched an internal review after realizing we had lost multiple deals because of his slow approvals. It turned out this one policy had cost the company over $100,000 in revenue across 3 months. Darren was quietly reassigned to a smaller branch. That's corporate code for demoted. After that, management gave me temporary authority to approve campaigns directly again, and our turnaround times immediately improved. Clients started coming back. Every now and then, when someone asks, "Should we check with Darren first?" Someone else jokes, "Only if we want to lose another 40 grand. So, am I the bad guy for following his rule to the letter and letting him face the fallout? Or was I just doing exactly what I was told to do? Sometimes, doing exactly what they ask for is the best lesson you can give.